Days like today really remind you that the season's getting ready to start, and it reminds you why the Southeastern Conference is so great. You see this, the turnout, the attention it draws locally, the attention it draws nationally is what makes the Southeastern Conference so special. So I was already aware, I was ready for the season to get going, but y'all have really just pushed me over the top, so I'm ready to go now. We've had a great offseason. Really looking forward after last season when you can finish with a big win over your rival team. The way we won that game in the fourth quarter, it really kind of pushed us into this offseason. So I think I'm really excited about what our team's done, their approach, their attitude, their demeanor through winter conditioning, through spring practice. I hope we're having a great summer, and I know myself, our coaching staff, and when I talk to our players, all of our players can't wait to get back out on there in the field to start playing.
Coach, how's Chris Relevant? What do you expect of him?
Chris is a completely different person than he was last year. I think had a lot of success the last game of the season. That and kind of finished off, and I don't know if he what happened to him over the Christmas holidays. When he showed back up in January, he was a different person, had a different approach to his off-season conditioning, had a different approach to his development as a quarterback and the work that he put in above and beyond what was asked of him, a different approach as a leader of our team, and a different approach in the classroom and his approach to the classroom. And so I've really been pleased with how he's really changed, matured, and developed himself this offseason.
Hey, Coach, two players around the country are being looked at for improper contact with agents. What do you guys do to try to police your players and tell them what kind of advice do you give?
Well, I mean, we educate them, really educate them about the process, the system, and what's going to happen to them. One thing I heard once that someone had told me, if an agent is going to cheat to get you to go with them, they're probably going to cheat you once they have you. And, just like anything, I mean, if someone's going to cheat to get you, you got to question the integrity of that person. Are they going to have your best interest, or are they going to cheat you in anything in life? And so in looking at that, we try to educate our guys that way and educate them on the things that are right and wrong, and to make sure that, if they have the opportunity to play professional football, that they make good decisions, that they have someone that's there that's going to really look out for their best interests, for themselves and their family for now and the long term in the future, not looking for quick fixes.
Coach, how much of a concern for you is that kind of activity?
Pardon?
How much of a concern for you is that kind of activity?
It's a huge concern, because it's out there. I think Nick said, I read some of his comments yesterday were great. Here's the issue that I see. The people that are punished are the student athlete, their family, the coaching staff, the team, and the university. And they're the ones not doing anything wrong. They're the ones that is a young kid, and these are young kids. People forget that most of these kids are 21-year-old college students. And I remember myself, and if you all remember yourselves as 21-year-old college students, you make interesting decisions sometimes in life, and maybe you don't have all the life experiences to make the best decisions, and you're still learning and growing and maturing through that process. And these are young kids that are being influenced by people that are out there. Really, the people that are the criminals, are doing the wrong thing in this, face no consequences. And, so that's what makes it the challenge. The people that are doing the wrong have no consequences. The only consequences are the ones that are trying to do the right thing.
Coach, can you see, though, how some of these kids can fall in that trap, especially ones maybe they come from tough backgrounds, all of a sudden somebody's throwing money at them and stuff?
Yeah, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the background. I think if you're a 21-year-old college kid and someone wants to throw fame and celebrity in your lap, I don't know how many of the Hollywood stars you see that maybe some of them have tough backgrounds too, but a lot of them fall on their face when they have all that thrown in their lap as young kids. And, and not that these kids, and most of our guys handle that stuff very well. And the difference is here's a young kid that comes from whatever background and says, hey, we want to fly you somewhere, put you up, give you this money, and go to these great parties and treat you like a major celebrity. I imagine 99% of the United States would like that to have that happen to them. And so to put this on a kid, and we try our best to educate them not to do those things, but to put them in those situations, those are tough things for those kids to have to say no to sometimes.
Yeah, when you look at the run the SEC's had in the national championships lately, it's a program that's trying to get the conference championship level.
Mm-hmm.
How big a plus is that? You tell your guys, hey, we used to compete for the SEC, we're probably going to compete for a national title as well.
You know, it is tough. I don't pay much attention to that. I mean, I've coached on one undefeated team in my life. We didn't get the opportunity to play for a championship that year. I coached at the University of Florida, where we're playing an SEC championship game, and until I got in the elevator, go up the elevator for the second half of that championship game, we had no chance of playing for a national championship when someone let you do that. So, you know, the one thing our focus is on and always has to be on is control what you can control, which our focus is to win the SEC West, not the championship. We'll worry about that if we're fortunate to have 1 week in December where we get to go play that game. We'll worry about winning the overall championship that week. Our goal, our focus is how do we win the SEC West, and that's what it'll always be. And if we do that, great things are going to come to us above and beyond that.
Talk about Tyler and how you figure he's going to figure into the offense this year.
You know, it's a lot. We still have a tough quarterback battle going on, and it's going to go on for a while. We have a lot of practices still before we play our first game, and we have a lot more, almost double the number of practices in training camp that we had in spring ball. So the competition for that spot's far from over. And one thing in the quarterback position we'll do, you're one snap away from the next quarterback being in the game with an injury situation, so we have to make sure guys are ready to get on the field. If that entails us playing 2 quarterbacks to make sure they're ready, if both of them have earned playing time, then we will play both of them and rotate them through.
Coach, can you talk about the confidence level of this program, just the natural progression, your second year, how much different it is than a year ago when you were here with us?
I think huge difference for our guys. We went in, and I had a team last year, and I wanted to teach them how to play hard, play with relentless effort, play for 4 quarters, fight during the course of the game, and if you do that, good things will happen to you in the end. At the end of the season, they saw that come to fruition with us winning that final game of the year. So there's a different confidence level in our team right now. You're not going to see a team that's going to play any less hard. I mean, we're going to play just as hard, fight just as hard every single game for 4 quarters as we did last year. I think the difference, hopefully, that you're going to see is a team, though, that's playing confidence that when that point, that breaking point in the game comes, that we're going to have guys that want to make that play and are ready to make that play to push us over the top to win the game.
Specifically relates to a game like LSU where you all won the game?
I mean, there's a great example for our guys. That game, Houston came right down to the end. We were in a tight game with Florida in the fourth quarter. We were tied with Arkansas in the fourth quarter, I think it was. Every game, it was 17-3 in the middle of the fourth quarter against Alabama, and we had dropped 2 touchdown passes. Little confidence, things like that hopefully, we can take that next step and win those games. Not just be close, not just get a pat on the back for a team. Boy, you guys played with some great effort and made it close out there today, that we get to celebrate those victories.
Did you read Myers' book by chance?
I lived it.
Did you have you know his quote about you in there?
No. I've heard a lot of quotes from him about me, and most of them are behind closed doors.
I don't want to get into context, but he said that you were a tough guy to get to know, and that even Tim Tebow didn't like you at first because he couldn't know you.
Yeah.
Just your reaction to that? Are you a tough guy to get to know at first?
Yeah, I think I am. I can come off standoffish at times for people. I can tell you, I don't think Tim liked me. It took Tim. I think Tim likes me now. No. You know what? Maybe that's me. I can be a little bit brash early on, but I think once people get to know me, they really like me. And maybe it's because I'm shy or a little introverted. Maybe that's what it is.
Last question. You see some great defensive league and offense last year. Billy was not looking to brought in to try to help that. What do you know about him? What do you think he might be able to do for them?
Well, I'll say this about Billy. Billy's, Billy, one of the top receiver coaches in the United States of America. In working with him for 8 years, the one thing that you see and that you can really judge a receiver coach on, Billy did a great job recruiting and coaching very, very talented players and got them to perform at a very high level. But how you judge that as a receiver coach is not the fact that, he did a great job recruiting Percy Harvin. You throw him the ball and he can make 10 people miss and score a touchdown. That's a great job recruiting him. What made Billy a great coach is you can go turn on and go watch Percy Harvin block. Go watch him when he doesn't have the ball. Go watch all the players that he coached when we were at Florida, what they did off the ball, what he did with the guys at Utah off the ball, the discipline that his players play with, and the high level of performance that they have. And that's the type of coach Billy is, and I'm sure that's the type of play you're going to see from his receivers this year.